How's it going, everyone? Thank you for joining Shop Talk Live. My name is Rick Ramirez, also known as Rick's 2 Cents, along with my fellow co-host Steve from Steve Makes Everything.
Hi, guys.
And a special co-host today, Ross. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey guys.
May not know who you are.
Hey guys, thanks for having me on the show. I'm Ross. I run Fohammer videos on YouTube. I like printers and miniatures and stuff. Massive fan of your guys, so we got to talking last week, and here I am.
Nice. You like printers. It sounds like you like lasers a lot less, though.
Struggling from time to time. I think if you've watched my videos, you'll know me as the guy who just whinges about everything. Part of that's me being a typical Brit, but I think there's value in it.
See, I was talking to Ross today, and I confess that when I watched his first video on the Omni X, my first thought was, what is wrong with this guy?
A lot.
It's like, wait a minute, he's a YouTuber. That explains a lot right there.
Those in case you're wondering, Roger's late today. If he can make it, he's got some prior commitments. So Chris said good day from down under. Hello, Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Good day.
You guys appreciate you checking in. Let us know where you're joining the live from. And, of course, if you have any questions that are CNC, 3D printer, or laser, or influencer, marketing, business questions, let us know. That's what
you didn't. You didn't put my response to Chris up there. I said hello back from up over. So we're basically on complete opposite sides of the planet. So he's as far south as I am north, and if you drill the whole planet, we'd probably be neighbors.
I do have a surprise giveaway. Normally, when we have any type of giveaways, I promote it heavily on Facebook. You know, the lives really ramp up if how many people are watching us. But I didn't do that at all. And the reason I didn't do that at all is because I didn't want to give an opportunity for someone to win something who wasn't a loyal fan, right? A loyal subscriber. So I wanted someone who actually is loyal to actually showed up because they chose to show up unaware that there was a giveaway, and that's just why they decided to join the live. So if you are a member of our Facebook group, do me a favor, go to the Facebook and look for a small pink toolbox. And I want you to put hashtag Shop Talk Live so that I know you saw it. Do that, please. And then we will just go ahead and start a pinwheel in the comments as well at 7:30 for the live giveaway. But that's for people who are already members of our Facebook group. They get a sneak peek of what the actual giveaway is going to be. So we can continue on to live, but if you want to see what the giveaway is, you really take a peek. And you can pick any color you want. It doesn't have to be pink. Although Steve said if he can enter, if he wants the pink.
That was my first question. Can I get it in pink?
Yeah.
We don't have Lowe's here anymore. It's too bad because I actually liked Lowe's.
I always say that the battle between Lowe's and Home Depot is like, to me, Lowe's is like Aldi's, right? It's like the unpolished hardware store, and they don't try to be polished. Like, they're for contractors, right? Because lumber yards in the States don't really exist anymore. And to me, Lowe's is more, I'm not saying people don't commercially buy from them, but it's really geared towards the homeowner. You walk inside, the ambiance is all nice. It smells good in there, and there's real nice fancy lighting. Contractors don't care about that, right? They just want a good price. So I think they're marketing to different people. Radu said, how come typing at a name doesn't autocomplete anymore? I think it does. I think just sometimes it's just laggy. Like even in my own, sometimes I tag my own channel and I have to go out and go back in, go out and go back in. I think it's just YouTube being funky.
We need to move Ross's keyboard.
Sorry, I didn't realize it was coming through. I'm
just clear. I can tell which characters you're typing. You should be nicer.
I love it. I do. It's one of those things where I was quite sad when I bought this keyboard. It's one of the Razer ones because I like my gaming thing.
Yeah,
and I went into the shop and it was like, oh, you can get this one with the clicky keys and this one with the slight bump and this one that's silent. And weirdly, like before I started doing YouTube, I did a lot of writing on my blog, and I don't know what it is, but there's something about the clicky that really I don't know. I just really like it very much. It's
so just by comparison, here's what a key sounds like on a Mac keyboard. Hear that? Isn't that annoying?
You need one of these.
No, I don't. I used to have one of those.
How you like my lamp, Steve?
Your lamp? Oh, the Christmas lamp.
I can turn it on for you if you want. The whole leg glows.
Hey, you should have. You should have turned it on.
Is that a doll leg sticking out of a lamp?
Yeah. What's the movie? Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And the father wins the contest of this leg with the lamp, and the kid's mother's incensed. And
my sister bought it from me a couple Christmases ago. Crazy boy.
I've seen them for sale. Yeah. I've been tempted, but my wife would be incensed.
Well, you notice where it's at. It's not in my living room as it was in the movie.
So I showed Ross this earlier. Where's my Christmas decoration? Oh, here it is. So I made one of these, not this one, but I made another one. Just a multi-layer Christmas decoration. It's the video for this thing in the back of me here. And I snuck it onto the Christmas tree in our living room. And it took about 3 seconds for my wife to go, "That's not staying here."
Oh, like, wow.
I made it. It's she doesn't care. She saddens me with her distaste for what I do.
Oh, I have it's not just you in my house.
I get it all the time. Like I'm even today. I'm like I've got a new laser. I'm currently playing with the X Tool F2 Ultra UV. God, that machine's a mouthful. And I've made little, like you have, like baubles with the kids' names on. I've done I've got a few here, like some just tumblers for the kids, loads of nice stuff. And she's just like, "Oh yeah, great." Just never impressed. It's probably because it's me.
Yeah, I don't know. We suffer for our art. I did make something my wife likes, though. I made a little tray for our toaster to catch all the crumbs, and she likes that. That was the second thing I printed on the bamboo HTD.
Oh, they're so good. They're so good. You're enjoying the H2D. Then
I got that from definitely. Every once in a while, like I buy a lot of frivolous things, and you use them for a while, and you go, yeah, okay, I'll just put that in storage somewhere. But every once in a while, I'll buy something, and I'll go, okay, that's something I want to keep. And this H2D, I just like it's. I'm watching it right now. It's over in my shop, but I'm watching it print some things for me, and it's going almost 24/7 since I got it. So.
Yeah, it is really great. Like it's one of the things where like I'm always overtly conscious of the luxury, and I'm sure you're the same in what you do. Like I get a lot of this stuff sent free, so I'm always aware that like I'm talking about these things that cost thousands of dollars, and we've got this privilege to be just handed them. And it's one of the things where the value of these products has lost all meaning to me at this point. So when people, say to me, you do this review because you get a free £2,000 printer, I'm like, you're going to be really upset when you find out I've got 3 of them. And actually, I've spent an hour and a half of my life on the internet slagging them off and having a go at them. So but it's one of those things where like I think it's gone beyond the point of like the value of them no longer affects me in the way I do reviews. Like I'm completely ignorant to it and just go, here's the product, here's its merits. And for me, I feel like that's it's one of the things where you can kind of separate it yourself, because at the end of the day, I can't say that this printer's worth its price or that laser's worth its price, because that's different dependent on who's buying it and what their financial situation is. So
I've kind of gotten out of the habit of talking about the prices.
Same,
because it's an assessment of something, right? And you know, I can say, oh, it's an $8,000 printer, but you know, who cares? Spend the money. But started, and it's like $8,000 is probably like 3 years of income when you're first starting, right? So,
oh yeah.
So I just don't bother anymore, and just somebody has to decide. Like I can show you the features, I can show you what it can do. I'll show you a real project or two, but I'm not going to comment on the price.
So some people ask me, how come I don't comment the price? Now the reason I told them I don't comment the price, not because I'm being like one way or the other. It's because the video is going to be on YouTube forever, right? So you're like, this is a $6,000 printer. In 6 months from now, it could be a total different price, and then people will just murder you. Like, why would you know? Or let's say it was a Black Friday sale and the prices jumped up. You know, like so. And I sometimes say that in the video itself, like you know.
Yeah, there was somebody commenting on my channel, some Xtool video, commenting about the P2, and when they bought it versus today, it's $900 cheaper today than when they bought it.
Yeah,
and it's like, yeah, that's technology, right? That's what happens. It comes in expensive and it ramps down until no one wants it anymore, and then they'll bring the next generation out, and it'll be expensive.
Yeah, they'll hate it if they have a look at games.
He's driving
consoles.
home from Chattanooga and Lexington, Kentucky, on the road, joining us live. Thank you, appreciate you coming in.
Daniel says he just... Oh, this used to be Zentenro. Now we have to look at his real name. He needs a 007. Everybody here needs a 007 instead of some random numbers. I just finished watching one of... You say Fowhammer?
Fowhammer.
Okay. It's the accent.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. I mean, do you guys not have faux leather? Like faux
like fake leather.
Yeah, we have French people, and faux means false in French.
That's it. I mean, you're in Canada. You're closer to French speakers than me, probably.
Probably, yeah. I don't speak French, at least not very well. But.
No, but I would have thought that would be a thing. I mean, when I created it's a play on, for anyone who wants to go super nerdy, which is probably no one, but you're getting it. It's Fowhammer from the game Halo, and I was playing Halo at the time, and Fowhammer is Gandalf's sword, and that was the name of the dropship. And I thought, oh right, well, I tried to set that up as my username on Xbox, and someone had it, so I changed it, and I was like, oh, like a fake version, Fowhammer. Thought I was being really clever. Genuinely, one of the main reasons I started a YouTube channel over my blog was just to teach people how to pronounce it properly, and it's gotten worse. Foxhammer, or Foxhammer is what I get most of the time. I even had a friend buy me a foxtail and ears as a joke, which she says I have to wear on a show at some point. I'm not brave enough to do it. They're really good quality.
They got him at the border coming back, and don't have to get a coyote to get him back in the States.
Nah, he's back.
I love coming over to the States. I really do. Like it's weird. Like it's so similar but different. And I get to come out, like, thankfully, through a couple of partnerships I've got with some miniature brands. Normally come out about 3 or 4 times a year. So honestly, for me, it's just nice to get away from the kids. I love them, but they're always there.
And how do you feel about driving on the right side of the road? And I mean the correct side.
the right side and the right side. Honestly, I've gotten used to it. It's not a thing anymore. What I can't get used to is driving through a red light if you're turning right. I don't.
You got to be careful, because in the States, that's a state level law.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And in some states you can't do it. Here you can.
Here they just put cameras up and they bait you. Like, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah.
$150 ticket returning right on red. Like,
No, first time I had that and I had someone like honking behind me, I'm like, what have I done? What have I done? And they're going absolutely wild at me for not turning. And I'm like, what the hell's going off? And it was only when I got back to the hotel, I was like, oh, this guy behind me, like absolute psychos on the road. And it's like, no, oh, that's wild. In England, red means stop always.
Gary said hello.
I've only driven in the UK once. I had to go to Aldermaston and to the nuclear site there when I was in the business, and it was just weird not driving on the proper side of the road. And everybody else told me it was weird driving on the right side. So
I would have thought the bigger problem moving from like US or Canada to the UK is driving on the road and having to drive like this with your shoulders in because everything's so thin, like in a car like that compared to like the vehicles you guys have got out there. Like something what we would call a truck, you would call a car.
Well, I drive a car. Rick drives a monster truck.
It's probably the smallest truck I've ever owned, but yeah, I call it a chick truck because it's too fancy. But yeah, Gary said hello from Waverland, Iowa. Thank you for joining, Gary. Thank you. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Of course, let us know. Appreciate everyone checking in, though. And again, people who are maybe newer to our live, if you're wondering why we are reading the comments, because you may say, I can see them, so why are you reading them? A good portion of our viewers may be working in their shops or working at their job, and they choose to listen in and may not always have a chance to visually see the comments, so we choose to read them. So whether you're watching or just listening, you're aware of the comments as well.
And since Ross is here tonight, you can ask about 3D printers.
Absolutely.
You can ask him about lasers too, because I'd like to hear his answers.
Yeah, I'm here to be schooled.
He's a what we would call in the business a newbie when it comes to lasers.
So do you want to give us a lowdown on what kind of setup you have, what kind of equipment you have?
Well, we can go through a lot. My daily drivers, like I do a lot more printing than lasers. Lasers is kind of we'll get on to lasers. So I'm running, I don't know if you can see them, I've got two Haygears RS printers there, the original RS and then the new one. Those are my resin printers. Down below there, which you can't see because I am surrounded in boxes of products that I need to review, is my Snapmaker U1, which is the multi-head 4-color 3D printer. Sat just outside the room is the Prusa L and the Prusa Core 1L and the Bamboo H2C, which I need to get around to reviewing. My H2D is in my place of like honor. Nothing moves from there. And then on my workbench at the moment, because I've only got a small workbench and space for one product, is the X-Tool F2 Ultra UV. I got it right that time. They really should have called that a different name.
Call it like the U2 or something. Well, U2
yes.
Like some connotation.
No, exactly.
Not the V2.
Yeah, like or UV2 or something. Just like I think it's a mouthful. I get that it's the same form factor as the F2 Ultra, but yeah, I think it might confuse people. I've even said
all these tools a side hustle or your primary gig. What's the deal with that?
My primary gig now for I think just over a year. I've lost all track of time because I exist within these four walls. This room is now fully YouTube, fully YouTube. So that is my. I'm very honored to have that position, and yeah, like I don't use these. I don't have a business that actually earns me money from selling things. I get occasional favors from friends. So I've got there's a big hobby store in the UK called Element Games, and I'm friends with like the guy who owns that. They're up in just outside of Manchester in Stockport, and every time I print something cool that's like Warhammer related, like big axes or like bolters, normally Warhammer stuff. I did a massive Terminator, which was in my last live stream. I normally send them to him and he gets them painted up and displays them in the store. So and then I get a good chunk of discount stuff. That's the majority of what I do is paint miniatures. Like I got into this through painting miniatures, not really a business, but then I started putting more time into this. It started earning a little bit more than my job. So I quit my job, and then the earnings just went like that. But it's still passable. Like, you know, it does the job, and I'm happier. I work longer hours. I work like it's 1 o'clock in the morning here, and I'm still up and I'm still smiling because I get to talk about technology that I love.
Well, if it gets too slow, you can always, you know, start the side hustle with Steve. The OnlyFans seems to be doing pretty well for him. The silver fox, they call him.
That's it. I'm working on it. He's got me in training, so I've got a few darks in there. So you know, apparently I need to
get a couple of divorces. You know,
I'm working
a couple
on
of businesses. It does this naturally.
This is my second business attempt. I say business. I'm a sole trader. It's not worth like registering as a corporate entity or anything like that. But it's just fun. I love it. I love talking to people. My favorite thing is just to stop the crap that gets spouted about so much. And even today, I released a product about Anycubic, and I'm like, the product's good. It's a good printer, but I am passionately in conflict with the way it's been marketed and advertised. And it's like, guys, let's just bring this back down to earth. Like this is what they're selling you, but this is what you're buying. And I love doing that.
We say sometimes people do these back-to-back videos, right? And people say, well, where's that easy button? Where's every single product you ever opened that just worked flawless and without, right? And the thing is, you see these people do these reviews. This is the best laser. And 3 days later, this is the best laser. Like, you can't say the best, right? And I think that no matter how good of a product is, it's going to have pros and cons. There's more pros than cons. That's the point. And if there are legit things that are wrong that you can give feedback on the manufacturer, say, hey, look, I think you should change these certain things, or I think these improve your product, and they actually legitimately listen.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and you're telling people to purchase something, and then they're coming to you and complaining, and you kind of tunnel that feedback back to the manufacturer, and they actually listen. That's our job, right? To you know, because if you are promoting a product with a good conscience, not just an affiliate code, you know, you want to be brutally honest, you know, and sometimes you may come across negative because there's these influencers that are like, everything's perfect, you know.
And if everything's good, then nothing. Yeah, right. I think someone said that a while ago. If everything's great, nothing's great.
Exactly.
You know, you've got to see the value. Now, in saying that, I think, like, Steve, your introduction to me was very much this guy's whinging about the com marker. And don't get me wrong, I was having a great time with that machine, but it says it does all this stuff, and I'm scratching my head going, well, why is it so big for like such a small area? Does it need to be this big? Okay, I can do taller things.
They have to make room for the 15 fans up in the roof.
Oh my, those fans! I thought it was going to take off. Like, people think I'm negative in my videos. Believe me, you're getting the tone down version.
Like I said, I'm expecting a very positive comment about how quiet the F2 Ultra UV is by comparison.
It's on right now, and you can't hear it.
Yeah,
like, it's running right now. That's how quiet it is. And as much as I am quite British and frank in my criticism, have a look at my X-Tool F1 Ultra review. That was my first X-Tool product, and it is one of the best products I've ever used from a user experience point of view, practically speaking. And that's where I like to focus my reviews, bring them back down to earth, a bit more grounded, less, especially even in resin printers. I put a lot less tech talk in than even I'm aware of, because I want to be able to reach everyone and say, look, here's the numbers. Great, we can all say bigger numbers, but here's what it actually means to you using it. Here are the practical, what it applies to you. And what I love about the X-Tool is that, like, the hardware's good. We can talk about the hardware all day, but the user experience and the software doesn't just make it easy for you. The first time you do something and it pops up with a guide and says, oh, if you've not done this before, you click this, you import your image, and it's all there in the UI. It walks you through it. And it's
Have you done an internal engraving yet?
Not on the UV. I did one on the I did a brass coin on the F1. So I feel like metal's gonna take a while on this.
You're in for a treat as far as wizard things go with the internal engraving, because it walks you through everything step by step.
Oh wow,
it's amazing. Like it's just designed for humans, right?
Yeah.
It's like Xtool is and Bamboo for that matter. They're making toasters, right? You don't have to know how the toaster works. You just have to know that you put your material in it and you push the button, and a couple minutes later it comes out. It's done. That's the market they're after, and as opposed to certainly some of the older open frame lasers where it was a lot of twiddling. Anything that gives you a substantial toolkit is probably not good for normal people.
Yeah. It's weird. Like, one of the things I heard you talking about last week, and I kind of wanted to address it more vocally than try and talk about it in the chat, is a lot of people talk about the best beginner products. And it's very weird because I had this conversation with an airbrush manufacturer, the guy who pretty much runs Harder and Steenbeck, a German airbrush company. And it was weird. They've recently designed and released something called the Ultra, which is their beginner airbrush. But before that, the best beginner airbrush was their most expensive one, and it's because it had the features like a needle stop on the back that had a quick release, and it had an easy release nozzle, and all those things make it easier for the beginner to not damage their airbrush, to get the pressure right, to get the spray right. And they were looking at it backwards going, well, hang on a minute. If our expensive one, most expensive, is the best beginner one, why don't we take the best design elements from that, reduce the price, make it cheaper? And that's what they've done. And I think we've got the same in lasers. Like, the best beginner laser, as daft as it sounds, the best beginner laser would probably be something like, is it the M3 or the M1 or the M2 from Xtool? Like the all-in-one printer, the M1, sorry, like the all-in-one printer laser, because it's got that user experience.
That's the M1 Ultra.
Yeah, I mean it's only a diode.
No, it's Ultra.
Yeah, that's it, the M1 Ultra. But I know it's only a diode. It's not got anything fancy, but for a beginner, that's going to be the easiest journey from I don't know anything about lasers to, oh cool, I've built a house. A model house, but still a house.
Anything. You've made something.
Yes.
Right? Steve, you got a comment at the bottom here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Chris knows very well that we're diametrically opposed cousins. Our first day of winter is his first day of summer.
Crazy. Tom said hello from Wisconsin. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining, Tom.
How much snow does Wisconsin have right now?
I don't know. I got two brothers and a sister live up there. They haven't been posting much. Chris said a toolbox is easy to find in hot pink. So people are jumping in the Shop Talk Live Facebook group. And if you're not a member and you want to cheat, it's in the ticker. If you go,
it has a couple of advantages. This toolbox. So first of all, it's you can't like conceal it, so you're not going to steal it. And certainly you can take a quick look around pretty much any workshop and you're going to see it right away.
So if you go to shoptalklive.club, it's not a website. It's just auto forwarded URL to our Facebook group. So we don't have this big long URL. And if you want to take a look at the giveaway, we'll actually start at 7:30. Again, this was not a publicly announced giveaway because it was meant towards our loyal subscribers.
For our peeps.
Exactly. And you don't have to have pink. You can choose any color you want. So if you want to click on that link and take a look at Lowe's and pick out your color that you'd want if you win.
So yeah. Daniel says here he's purchased 2 resin printers in the past and sold them both before using them because he just couldn't make the commitment.
So the biggest thing I've heard about resin printers is they're just messy.
Oh, so messy.
Yeah, they're better now than they used to be. I have a first generation Anycubic resin printer, little one, and I forget the model of it, but it's the very first one.
Yeah, I get the whole idea, the whole concept. One is the same as 10, right? Like it's coming up at a certain, so that there's definitely a speed advantage, but just the common theme is it's just messy.
Yeah. Well, one thing they've gone to some lengths to improve is filling the tray and emptying the tray has gotten slightly better. They used to have just a rectangular tray with kind of tapered corners, but you pour out of them and it runs all over everything. Now at least most of them seem to have some kind of a spout. And it's actually kind of designed to pour the resin back into the bottle.
It's intentionally being messy in a certain designated area.
You know what? You joke about that, but I've over the last year had a running theme over my videos, and I've basically like given a machine a thumbs up or a thumbs down depending on the quality of the pour spout. And it is wild that we are in 2020, well 2026 almost, and these people who make these really high-tech machines don't understand the basic functionality of a kettle. Because they can pour incredibly well. But yeah, it's one of the messiest types of 3D printing it is the messiest type of 3D printing you can get in the consumer space. It's horrible, and you need all that kit to clean it up as well.
Yeah.
So
Chris
it's
said,
wild.
Old-time typewriter keystroke sounds. Old habits are die hard.
Yes, I'm taking that as a win.
Tim says, "Okay, who has heard the Xtool news release today?" So Xtool has, not surprisingly, decided they're going to build a UV printer.
They are?
Yes.
Oh, has that been announced?
It's been announced that they're planning to build something.
Oh.
It'll be out soon. Well, let's see. It will be in Kickstarter soon.
Oh, wow.
Don't get me started about Kickstarter.
That's crazy. We talked about this last week. It's crazy. Dave said, sounds like an old IBM keyboard. Yes. You know what's funny is that when I heard it, that's what I actually pictured in my head.
Yeah. I used to have one of those and I got tired of kicking it around, so I tossed it out. And then somebody said, you know how expensive they are? Because in the used market, they're crazy, right? Like people rebuild them.
Oh, wow.
Right. And yeah, I even saw that going down the 3D printer rabbit hole, that people are selling custom keys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge thing. I didn't even realize how big that was until I started getting comments about it. But yeah, people and it's weird stuff. Like people do a keycap with like a 3D design on top. Like I don't know, the M is like Mickey Mouse, and it's like 3 times taller than the key. I'm like, who's pressing these keys?
Yeah, but that's crazy. We say all the time, it's not always what you like, it's what will sell, right? But it's still kind of confusing sometimes. Like, what you want?
Yeah, and they do. Yeah, I went to a convention recently in Germany, and brands were handing out keycaps to go on keys with like pandas on top, and I was like, I'm okay, thank you. I appreciate it, but
I mean, I'm sure my wife, who types 120 characters a minute, would really love to type with Mickey Mouse under her fingers. Kind of slow her down, I bet.
Tim said, cancel my early bird deposit on the longer, waiting for it.
Yeah. So good news, Tim, if I didn't tell you already, Eufy Make has resolved all of their ink problems, and they're back. They've got production running again. So hopefully later.
Yeah, as people were literally dropping the Eufy to go to the longer, but
it's pretty bad when the issue they run into isn't in the printer, it's in the thing that makes the ink.
Consumables. Yeah.
But only the magenta ink was having this problem.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big issue though, you know.
Yeah.
Hello from Portland, Oregon. Hello.
That's why I wonder, Longer will basically on their ePrint will allow you to run any kind of ink.
You're up, Steve.
They're going to be in big trouble potentially. Chris says, Steve, how old is your toaster? So you have to understand, my toaster is like a $19 toaster because I don't eat bread usually, and my wife makes one piece of toast a day. So we don't need a Smeg toaster or something really fancy. It's just like, the cheapest toaster you can get.
So Radu said longer left a bad taste in my mouth with the Nano Dual.
Yeah, this is I had a bit of a conversation with Longer about this when it was happening, and it's like the only advice I have for people is if Kickstarter makes you the slightest bit nervous, then pay the extra money and buy it after the Kickstarter is done.
Right. So, but the whole thing is that understand that what Kickstarter actually is. Like, it's a opportunity to get something at a really good deal, early buy-in, but you're also taking a risk to either not get anything at all or to get something that sucks. Right? It's like Temu. It's like a 50-50 shot, but it could be worth the risk.
But if you go back to the original spirit of Kickstarter, it wasn't so a company like Longer or Xtool could do a project, right? It was, hey, I've got a great idea. Let me build a prototype and then take it to Kickstarter. But they want one of these.
The average Joe who doesn't have the big wallet or financial backing who has a great idea, feel to come to market because of the fan. But now these big, huge, large corporations are taking advantage of that. And I'm sure that's because, hey, at the end of the day, that's not coming out of their investors' capital, right? That's it's not a capital investment. It's coming from them.
Yeah, nothing against these guys because they're both Longer and Xtool are friends of my channel. But at the same time, if you've got a sign on a building, you're probably beyond Kickstarter, right? And if you have a Kickstarter project, you're somehow abusing that system.
Yeah, right? It's just becoming the norm that they're not going to deepen their own pockets.
They come up with an idea. They put a Kickstarter project in place to pay for the engineering of the thing.
Yes.
They build a few prototypes. They send them out to YouTubers to say great things about them. Hype, as Ross would say. And then they'll build a handful of them. And I mean, you ran into this with Anycubic, with the Anycubic. What is it?
M3? The P1.
Well, no, the P1 was Kickstarter, but the M3 it came out. They built 50 of them and then stopped making them.
Yeah, and it was amazing. Amazing. People are still picking them up now, secondhand, going, "Oh, this is incredible." It's just it was basic, sturdy, solid, good hardware. It was expensive, but it was the last great printer ever made in terms of build quality and features. It was amazing.
So I would say this, that I'll put my neck on the line, so to speak, or my head on the chopping block to say that I think overall Longer has been a pretty solid company. I wouldn't say flawless company, but I say solid that they pay attention to detail and actually are responsive on feedback of product improvements. And unfortunate with Kickstarters, maybe trying to leapfrog in this competitive edge, right, with all these tariffs and things that are going on, to be able to come up with newer products can leave a sour taste in certain people's mouth, and can make someone's reputation bad. And that's honestly just unfortunate. That's but that's the risk of business when you go down that road.
The thing with Longer is they know their market, right? They know they're not going to compete with Xtool ever, right? They know they're on the entry end of the market. They build a good, solid product for the money that people can pay at the entry level of the market, and that's where they're happy. And everybody's excited about the ePrint, but I guarantee you it's going to be an entry-level tool. And it'll have its bumps, but it'll work well, and it just won't have all the bells and whistles that maybe an E1 has, for example. Yeah. But they understand their market, and they know how to pivot, right? They started as a 3D printer company, then they became a laser company, now they're becoming a UV printer company. So as the markets kind of grow and mature and start to ramp down, they jump to a new market, and I got to give them credit for that.
Yeah. Radui said but my hesitation is going to be. I'm sorry. Well, my hesitation is going to have the typical X tool price point. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I've always defended X Tools prices because I've seen what their products do compared to what other products do. Not as far as output. I mean, anything can cut a square out of a piece of plywood, but it's the process to make that happen that they do much better.
It's premium. You're paying a premium to get premium.
Yeah. So
if you don't want that, you don't need to.
Yeah, and they know how to support things. Which, although I've had people say, "Oh, they've got terrible support," but I haven't.
Yeah, I don't own an X tool, but what I would say is that I think the advantage you're buying is definitely the support and definitely the software, right? And we say that all the time. Rebranded lasers, there's a lot of them, right? Especially when it comes to fiber and UV. You know, we all know there's like 3-4 manufacturers, and the rest all just rebranded. And a lot of time when you're paying that triple the price of what it actually costs is because you're looking for a 1-800 number, 24 access, tech support, you know. And when you go down the other rabbit hole, your real support is the community, right?
Yeah.
And I would say too is that even these bigger, larger corporations, even when they do have support, you'd probably get better support going to a Facebook group that has 45,000 members of that particular laser because someone has had the same problem, right? Let's see. Let's catch up here. Dave said it's proper English.
Sorry. It's fighting with my window. It's hot in my studio.
Mr. Ed said, is it necessary to get a CO2 laser to cut material 8 inch for sublimation?
No.
You can cut. No.
Depends on the material, but like if it's acrylic, yeah. But
I would
if it's just wood or you know any other kind of material except for metals, you don't need a CO2 laser.
I'm assuming if it's sublimation, you're using 1/4 inch plywood that has like that white pre-sublimate stuff on it already, and you're just cutting it out. And if that's the case, you just throw masking tape on it and hit it with a diode laser. Comment and let us know exactly what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
I got lost at 1/8 inch. I've no idea. In the UK,
3 millimeter.
How many millimeters is that?
3.
So I do that to Steve all the time. I'm like, huh? What, Steve?
Well, you see, I'm in this weird situation, jam between, you know, the US and the rest of the metric world, and I speak both sides.
Yeah. It's when you're asking for like 1/16 of an inch torque wrench or something like that. I'm like, what is it, a 1, a 2, or a 3?
Steve, you want to take this?
Reddy says, oh, he's talking to Chris. I've been playing with the X Tool Studio, getting ready for UV that's on its way. Pissing me off that they nickel and dime you for AI usage credits. So I get this comment. The reality is AI is expensive. Like they don't have their own AI engine. They're leasing time from some other service. And to give you an idea of the magnitude of this problem, AI companies are about to spend $1 trillion building data centers over the next year.
Mm-hmm.
That gives you an idea why these guys are nickeling and diming you.
Yeah. I wish, like, as weird as it is, like, we talked about AI briefly before this earlier, but the thing with AI is AI to me, the way they price for it, where you have to buy credits and then use credits, it reminds me of like the early Xbox days where you have to buy Microsoft points and then use those points, and you've got a disconnect from the value you're spending. And I'm kind of like, right, how much is one generation in money, please? Like, I don't want to pay 6 tokens. I want to pay 30p or something like that.
So,
but again, global currencies.
So when we were talking today, I mentioned that I use Kittle, and the paid plan on Kittle, I don't know, it's like $10 or $12 a month or something. but that gives you a boatload of. You still get credits, but it gives you a boatload of these things per month, and I don't even think about the points I'm using now. What it gives you though is, because they support virtually all of the AI image generation engines, and there's, I don't know, 30 of them, you get to decide based on the actual engine how many points, how many of these credits you're going to use. So like if you want to generate a 4K nano banana image, it's going to cost you a lot more points than a regular nano banana or pick your other AI engine. You might use 1 point over here, but 60 points if you want a 4K nano banana image. But you're going to get a better image, and whether it's 60 times as expensive, I don't know. But you do get a lot of points with Kittle, and I just don't worry about it. Like I don't even. Every time I want to find out how many credits I have left in a month, I have to go find it, because it's hidden in the UI somewhere.
Oh wow, yeah. I think I'm consciously aware. Like one of the issues I've had actually with this Xtool one is I've done a couple of generations. I've done I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like where you put a face in a glass.
Hold on.
Oh, hello. There we go. That's not my good one. That's a 3D render of that's actually Hank from Breaking Bad, created by digitally sculpted by Sid Nake. So that isn't what I was trying to do. This is the comparison, but the one I'm trying to do, unfortunately, is in the other room. Was one of my dad, and I took a photo of him and did all those things, and I was running through Xtool's AI thing to create, because you don't want a 3D model that looks ghostly. What you actually want, I think, for this is a point cloud, and the point cloud will give you the textures and the depth and all of those things. So like you can see it's only 2.5D, but you can see the shading in his face and that sort of thing.
I think it's important what you just said, though, because I think the primary assumption is the opposite, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah, because that's why this exists. I made the wrong assumption.
Right.
So yeah. I thought I wanted a 3D model of my dad, which obviously would have to be AI generated. I can't, unfortunately, I can't resurrect him to scan his head, but you don't want that. It doesn't look right. I wish I might go and get it in a minute, actually, to show you the difference. It's useful content, but doing that, so I had to run it through the AI engine, and I found another software that does it better. But running it through Xtool's engine and spending the credits, it said generating, and I left it for like 2 hours running generating. Nothing happened, but it still took my credits. So then I was like, it must have messed up. So I did it again. Still took my credits. Now, in fairness, I got in touch with my marketing contact and said, look, this has happened. Why may it have happened? And I'm still waiting for a response. But they did refund my credits. I don't know if everyone's going to get that treatment.
Yeah. Daniel said here it's turn right on red at your own risk. Roger, we're going to do a giveaway today.
Okay, what are we giving away?
So we are giving away a toolbox from Lowe's. Everyone knows I'm a Lowe's affiliate. Lowe's sponsors me, so selfish plug. But normally when we do a giveaway, we post all over Facebook and we tell everyone we're doing a giveaway. And obviously the live is thriving because people want a giveaway. And I didn't want to announce it at all because I wanted the giveaway to be for only our loyal subscribers. If you take a look at our Shop Talk Live Facebook group, I posted a picture. It's pink, but it doesn't have to be pink. Anyone can choose any color they want. It looks kinder in the wrong chat. Okay. Red means stop unless you have pennies, not by a green arrow. Chris said trucks come to Australia to see real trucks. A truck has a minimum of 18 wheels. I think that was the comment versus you saying the vehicles are smaller in your country.
Well, no, but their trucks are like trains. Because I mean, they drive through the outback and there's like nothing to hit but maybe a kangaroo or something, right? So they just put like 3 or 4 trailers on the back of these things and they just truck them along. It's crazy.
They do that in the States, but it's only for long hauls. You'll see 3 trailers long, but they're not turning very well, right?
No.
And I've even seen them on the side of the highway, pick them up. So they may go long haul 3 trailers long, but I don't think they're even attempting to go in town 3 trailers long.
Here they're only allowed to have 2. And the second one has to be shorter. It's like a 20-foot trailer instead of a 40.
Looks like you're up, Steve.
So Tim says, question on CNC. Now that I've gone down the rabbit hole, thank you very much, Steve. Let's talk about clamps. Clamps and CNCs don't go together very well. Did you hit any yet? But yeah, what do you want to talk about clamps?
So originally, when I had the PW and the Onefinity, I did the whole T-tracks. But with the PW and CNC, I'm not doing the T-tracks at all because I felt like I didn't use them at all. I'm not using them.
No. So I have on my spoil board, I have like a dog hole every 50 millimeters. So every couple.
That's exactly what. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing.
And I'm almost due to replace that spoil board, and I'm not putting them back in. I'm just going to put some grit on it so I know that material's lined up square, and I'll tape and glue it.
Yeah. So I bought this tape. Let me grab it.
As far as clamps, to get to Tim's question here. I have some aluminum clamps, and the next time you're over, Tim, you can have them. Yeah.
That works too.
Yep. That's an expensive way to do it, but.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't sure, like the whole.
See, I'm a retired senior, so I can't afford frivolous tape like that. I can only afford a bottle of Crazy Glue.
And come on, man, tape. Come on. Steve is Mr. Moneybags over there.
So I can show Tim the next time you're over. I'll show you the clamps I have. They're aluminum or aluminium for Ross's sake.
Thank you.
I
wouldn't have known.
The very first one on the very first job, I hit it with a 1/4-inch end mill, and a carbide end mill will make short work of an aluminum clamp, aluminium. And they just get in the way.
Well, one of my 3D prints just finished, so I got to show it off.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
So, little Christmas ornament there. That was done on a bamboo A1. So, I started this before I left for a meeting I had to go to tonight, and it just now finished, so it's still warm.
So hot out of the oven. So it took like what, 4 hours?
No, it was about a 32-minute, hour and 32-minute run.
Those who may not recognize the guy underneath me, that's Roger. The shirt threw him off.
Yeah, and
well, I was at a meeting tonight. I didn't have time to put on one of my fancy shirts, so of course it's a little too cold here to be wearing tank tops like I was the last couple of weeks. But come late January, I'll be down there again. So you'll be hearing me live from Mexico at the end of January for a couple of weeks.
Oh, very nice.
Jeez, how come you don't just buy a place down there?
He can't.
I almost did last year. I really almost did.
So when you're American, you can't own beachfront property. You have to jump through legal holes.
Oh, yeah. It goes into a trust.
Right.
Until you get dual citizenship, and I speak Spanish well enough that I could pass the test to do that.
Right. And otherwise, you have to lease it for 100 years, and then you have to change it within your family. So 100 years, you're dead anyway. So that probably wouldn't matter. But if you don't,
for me, in 100 years, I would definitely be dust.
So yeah, but you'd have to set that up. Otherwise, at some point in time, the government would just take your property. but you'd be long gone by then. But still,
Yeah.
Tim said, "I got the list. 5 minutes, guys. Now, and I'll start the giveaway tool for StreamYard to do the giveaway. So let me go ahead and show it then, since we brought it up.
Yeah. So getting back to Tim's question here about the clamps, if you're starting with a square board and you're going to clamp it down onto your workspace, but you're planning on cutting something out of it, your clamps are going to do no good once you cut it out. So you have to make sure your tool paths are right so that you do that cutout last. But even then, quite often the bit will spin the piece off, and it will.
Unless you're doing tabs, you're gonna have to do tabs.
You can do tabs, but then you got
to go back and clean them out. That's why I'm all about glue and blue tape on both sides.
Yeah, that's kind of where I do most of my work too. That lime green one looks pretty cool.
I thought you'd like this.
Small.
Yeah, they are small. So
there you go. There's some scissors. So it basically will hold two pairs of scissors, and
you can stack them, but they are small. They make a 2-drawer and a 3-drawer, and
so they had the pink one was like a makeup.
Yeah, people are using it for makeup. People were commenting earlier in Facebook before we went live that people are actually taking these under the laser engraver and engraving some crazy engravings on this. So if you win this and you do some crazy engraving, I'd love to see it. See the double stacks?
Yeah, it's powder coated steel, so it'd be real easy to laser etch. So.
Yeah, absolutely. So the giveaway is for a 2-drawer in any color you want, and I'll have it shipped directly from Lowe's to you guys.
Please get the pink. Whoever it is, please get the pink.
Rick is here from Fish Lake, Indiana.
Yeah.
He's in the house.
Every time you post, I love
better
that.
than being outside, especially in Indiana at this time of year.
Yeah. So I've been busy 3D printing stuff for other people, and I want to at some point 3D print some stuff for myself. And I wanted to ask you guys: have you guys printed? Now I'm at lost words and I can't think of the name. The inserts for either your chop saw or your table saw, so it has a 0 clearance.
Yes.
And have you noticed the difference? Have you noticed the difference? Is it worth the print?
What I will say, if you're going to do it, don't use PLA, use PETG.
No, but have you noticed the difference in improvement in your actual cuts?
Oh, absolutely. I do 0 clearance on everything. You know, I made a insert even for my saw stop, but my mistake was the first one I printed out of PLA. You know, because PLA absorbs moisture, then it gets brittle, and then it breaks. But PETG doesn't do that.
And then it flies if it hits the saw.
Yeah, then it flies around.
Yeah, so early on talking to you, Roger, I ordered pretty much every color that Bamboo makes in PETG. And then I ran through like blue, green, orange, and I had to buy your favorite brand, Creality.
I don't mind Creality filament. Creality filament I have no problem with.
So the only thing that I've noticed
is a different story.
The only thing I noticed is if I take a Bamboo roll of film, I can run it all the way to the end. And the only thing I'm going to get is an error message that says, you run out of film, and I can throw another one in. And I've ran 2 rolls of film out of Creality, and they have a hard bend at the end.
Oh, it'll hang, you know.
I got stuck to that. I had to take apart and get it all out. And yeah, so I thought I was going to come down at 4:30 in the morning and pull something off the printer, hit print, and go to work and come home and it'd be done. And it was stuck, and I didn't have time to mess with it. So I said, hey, man, I'm going to do your print later. I got to go to work. But and then Creality as well. I had 2 rolls of film that the first couple winds were like funky, and it was actually giving me error messages. There was too much tension. And then after the couple winds, then it was fine. But it was like really hard on the bank on the right side.
Yeah, it gets jammed against the bulk of the filament and the side of the spool sometimes.
I'll tell you what will really tick you off, and I've never had it happen with Creality or bamboo filament or Tech Bears or Sunlu, but with Elegoo, I had a roll of filament. They had what they call a cross wrap. And since you're an electrician, you know about cross wraps and wire spools. It had a cross wrap in it, and that was a disaster. And why it was in the middle of the spool, I don't know.
So, do you guys have that like attachment where you're actually putting those dryers inside the middle of the roll?
I have desiccant in all of my AMSs and Ace Pros, and of course that's all I've got now. Oh, and by the way, I went down the rabbit hole today and ordered an H2C. And I ordered the deluxe version at that, so I'm $3,000 in the hole on that one.
So I watched 3D Printing Nerd's follow up to the H2C about his bed not sticking, and it turns out that the PEI bed was bad, and they sent him a new one.
Oh wow!
And it was a whole lot better.
So Roger, if you ordered the H2C, did you get the one with the 5 changer thing?
Yeah, plus I have 2 AMSs with it, plus all the hot ends. So I'm fully loaded.
It's like half the price of the H2D. Literally, we were just talking before you joined it. The H2D is $5,000 something. Like,
is that the laser version though?
Yeah, that's probably the laser. You have a laser with yours, right?
It's $2,800 for that version. It's $5,000 for H2D.
No.
So I was like, wow.
The H2D with the laser might be 5,000.
No.
Yeah, with it, that's.
I didn't pay 5,000 for mine, and I paid in Canadian dollars.
You don't have the Pro though.
Well, with the Pro is only a few extra features.
Hold on, I'll tell you. I'll tell you right now how much it costs. Hold on, Zach, hold on. That was right around 5,000.
Like I bought the H2D with 2 AMSs, and it was like $3,300 Canadian or something.
Maybe I'm over exaggerating. Hold on, or maybe that was with my material. So it's $3,685.03 for just the printer itself, right?
Does that have a laser with it?
No.
Well, it sounds with that price, it sounds like it's got the laser.
No, it does not.
That'd be weird because the H2C is the H2D without. Is that the 2D? That's the Enterprise version. That's the Pro.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, that's the Pro. I think that's like $1,000 more, but that's got an Ethernet port on it.
Yes,
and it's got the some secure encryption that I don't know and I don't care, but and I review them, but that's why it's something to do with like secure local encryption for sending files.
So basically, that if you are doing proprietary parts, protocol parts for any manufacturer, they wouldn't want it to be a Wi-Fi. They want it to be on a local area LAN network only, so it's secure. And then basically someone can't steal their concepts or designs. But for a normal business or anyone who's actually printing, who's not printing with someone else, that probably really have no real big advantage. That's why I was like, well, I get the whole dual head. That's cool. But when I saw the HTC, that's literally half the price, and you could get 5 heads, I was like, wow, like how do you justify that double the price literally for the protocol, internet protocols, right? The security level. That's pretty much what you're getting. It's the security level protocols.
But are the files not still going through Bamboo's cloud thing in order to get them to the printer on? And again, I'm not here to be like, Bamboo server, they're stealing. I don't know enough about that to really have a comment or a view, but I thought the big ordeal was like, hey, Bamboo you can't go from slicer to printer without going through them. So does this change that as well? Does it go direct to the printer over the line? It must do.
Yes, if you're hardwired. If you're yes.
Yeah, I run all my bamboo printers. I run all my bamboo printers in land mode. I don't go through the cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is, Rogers, you refused to do that update, right? Because you didn't want to.
Right. I'm not going to become part of that. And when I get the H2C, I will go into developer mode so I can run it in land.
So
I'm not worried about Bamboo stealing my files. I could give a crap about it, but I just don't want I don't need that extra hassle. You know.
So here in Canada, the H2D is about $750 cheaper.
So how do you even see the price? Because
just go to the Bamboo store.
Well, see, Steve's seeing it without the tariffs.
You can't purchase the Pro. It only has an Inquire mode.
Right, but I'm not looking at the Pro.
Oh, okay.
But the H2C is not the Pro either.
Okay. Right. No. I was just saying the H2D Pro is double the price of an HTC, and you get with the HTC you're getting 5 heads. H2D you're getting 2 heads.
Yeah.
But the real main difference is the internet security protocols, right?
Sure, but that sounds like a very minimal feature for $1,000.
I agree. That's the point.
Yeah.
Which begs the question: why did you buy the Pro? You just wanted to put the little word Pro up there on those things?
No, you know the HTC didn't come out till a little bit later, right? And then no,
but you could have got the H2D without the Pro logo on it.
Well, I did find while I was purchasing my H2C today with some spare parts, I found out that I could, if I wanted to get filament in more than 10 rolls, I could get a 36% discount. So I bought 20 rolls.
Nice.
And like a shed to store it in?
Well, I've got these shelves behind me. I go through a buttload of filament here, so. And I do all refills. I don't need any more spools. I got tons of them.
I only do refills now too.
I was actually going to ask you about that, Roger, because I know you do go through a lot of filament. Is it a hassle, or those RFIDs work pretty well with the refills? Is that it? Because
it works great.
The refill has the RFID on it, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to print, I'll send you something after. I'll show it. I'll show you next week. Because what I've done is take the RFID tags out. Like if I print a lot of matte black PLA, but I don't always print bamboo filament, but I can make any filament look like bamboo matte black.
Just by taking these little things right here.
Yep.
And putting them through the spool and sticking them on. I don't
even do that. I just made some clips that fit into the center holes.
Oh, yeah, that'll work too. But these come off real easy, just like that. And you just with a little piece of tape on the inside of the spool, and now you've got an RFID tag. Of course, nice. I don't know what this one color is on this one. I grabbed it on my trash can.
No, just put it onto a spool and put it in your.
You know, what I was laughing is I saw on Facebook Marketplace people selling those tags and selling the old spools.
So there is the thing is it's going to be interesting to see how this evolves because Elegoo and a bunch of other companies have come out are using an open source version of those RFID tags, which isn't the same, but it's the one everyone else is using.
Well, I promise her when we do this, we do the giveaway at 7:30. It's 7:39. So let me go ahead and share my screen, and we'll get the counter starting.
So it'll be interesting to see if Bamboo rides the same wave or whether they continue to do their own thing.
Well, I did buy some PET G filament on Amazon that is supposed to have the RFID tag in it that is compatible with Bamboo. It wasn't Bamboo filament. I can't remember what brand it was, but it was. I needed this translucent purple, and the only place I could find it was on Amazon, and I think it's made by Sunlu. Yeah. Hopefully it'll come on a plastic spool and not a cardboard one, or I'm going to have to make a ring for it. But
so the Sunlu spools are very similar to the Bamboo ones. The plastic.
Are you guys seeing the? Oh,
there
wow,
you go.
That was a delay for me. How about you guys?
We don't have Clayton here tonight to
right,
enter
I
5,000
shared
times.
it. So just so everyone's aware, we'll go ahead and start the giveaway. You do have to type in the comments of the live here, hashtag Shop Talk Live, all lowercase. It says exclude winners doing multiple drawings. I'm going to uncheck that. So go ahead and type away. We'll continue with the live, but flood the live if you want. Just Shop Talk Live, hashtag Shop Talk Live, all lowercase letters. At 8 o'clock, we'll give it 20 minutes that you guys want to run through to go ahead and pick our winner. So we'll let it run in the background.
This is where the people who paid attention in remedial computer use will know about cut and paste.
Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, right?
Yeah, I see them coming up here. So
7, 8, the entries are coming up. The entries are coming up. And again,
we go. How come we shut Rick off, or Ross off here?
I have no idea. Maybe he dropped. I see he's got a little.
Must have been something he said. Our auto censoring took care of it.
No, I think he's buffering.
I'm here. Hello.
All right, so let's catch up with some of these comments here.
Well, since I got on here late, Ross, where are you at?
I can't.
Me, I'm in the UK.
Oh, okay.
I just see it buffering.
So I'm in.
Oh, yeah, I don't. He's fine for me.
I don't know what.
I see him now.
Just refreshed, but I'm there. But yeah, sorry, Roger. I'm in Nottingham in the UK. You might know it as Nottingham, is how it's often pronounced. Where Robin Hood's from.
Oh, okay.
So I'm here. It's currently 2 o'clock. Well, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning. But I was just flicking through last week and saw your show pop up, and I was like, oh. I knew Steve's channel, and I was like, I'll watch this, and heartily enjoyed it. And you were quite complimentary, and then we got to talking, and hi, now I'm here. Yeah, this is fun. It'll probably be one, but I'm staying up because I've just done a review of the X Laser Lab, another Kickstarter, and these guys do deserve a Kickstarter. To be honest,
kick at least.
Yeah, well, there is that, but this is a company that needs a Kickstarter, whereas Anycubic that we talked about earlier don't need a Kickstarter. That is purely marketing. And I know they don't need a Kickstarter because the machines are made. They're already made. I know that because I gave them feedback about UV penetration through the lid, which is a serious problem. And they were like, no, this is what we're going with because they've already made them. So why is that being Kickstarted? Whereas X Laser Lab do deserve support, I just don't think their support's in the right place. So I'm going to stay up to watch their live stream, which apparently is in direct response to my video. So I'm kind of like, oh, okay. I guess I need to hang around and see that.
I had some headaches with Anycubic this week. Some major headaches with Anycubic. I got an S1 here. I have a Cobra Max too, but that one's fine. That's out in the loft for just big prints. But my S1 is down here. I use it in production all the time. And I was getting this error, extruder error. And it, that gives you a little code on the screen, and you go to it and on your phone, and then it says, well, you need to restart it. You need to restart it. Well, hell, that didn't work. So finally contacted Anycubic support, and I did get a response within a day.
That's good.
And they told me to pull the PTFE tube out of the top and make sure there wasn't any filament particle or piece in there, which there was.
Oh, okay.
So,
so it was stuck in the extruder.
Yeah, little piece stuck in the extruder. Pulled that out. Now I'm good to go. My other hassle with them is when they did the new update with their Anycubic Next software or slicer software. Now I can't print over LAN.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
On the S1?
No, it absolutely will not see it. And I've been on there. I've been back and forth, and I mean it's connected to my LAN here, and but I can't print to it. I could go to they call it a U disk, but I could download the file onto that SD card and stick it in. It runs just fine. In fact, that I actually just finished printing.
Can you look at some kind of status on the printer to see if it picked up an IP address off your network and it's actually connected?
I have the IP. I was going to try to put the IP directly in to their Anycubic Next software, but there's no way to do that.
Yeah, well, they're probably using dynamic IPs.
So then I tried to do a rollback.
Except you can't. It's a totally different.
Yeah.
Yeah. The last one, Anycubic Slicer, was based on Cura. So Anycubic Slicer Next is based on Orca. So 2 completely separate programs. So once you update, you should still have Anycubic Slicer installed on your machine, just not Slicer Next. Because I don't know that it uninstalled it.
I have the first one yet, but now it doesn't recognize S1. It'll go to the Cobra 3, but that's as far as it'll go. It doesn't recognize any of the Core XY printers.
So you can't completely factory reset, just go back to the default firmware, start from scratch?
It's not the firmware, it's the slicer software is what's screwed up. So that when the Anycubic Next software updated, and I did the update, I didn't have the old file from the original install because I deleted that long ago, and that's not available on their website at all. So, I mean, to me, it's a pain in the ass because I've got to go back to using SD cards, but I can't use over LAN. That was my whole thing with going to all these different bamboo printers. So I can do it all over LAN. Don't have to screw with the SD cards. I can do it with all their Creality and other printers, Kingman printers I had.
It's one of the annoying things. Like I spoke to these guys at Form Next in Germany a couple of weeks back, and they're releasing. So with the S1, I don't know if you've got the ACE unit, their version of the AMS.
Yes, I do.
But they're releasing. So they're releasing with the S1 Max, which looks like a nice printer. They're releasing the ACE 2 Pro, and the ACE 2 Pro is backwards compatible with the old printers, so you're going to be able to get the new ACE 2 Pro, but the new printers won't be backwards compatible with all these older ACE units. And it's just one of those little things where, like, Bamboo have done it. Like, you get a Bamboo printer, any of your new Bamboo printers work with the old AMS units. So if you've got some old ones lying around, you can move them into the new modern printers. But you can't do that with Anycubic. So there's quite a bit. This is what you get. Like, I class Anycubic as what I would say is a mid-tier brand. They're fine. The machines do the job. They're passable. But it's this level of long-term continued support and lack of an ecosystem you just don't get with them, and you're not going to.
In Shout Talk Live, guys, in the comments, I thought there'd be a lot more entries. Remember, you're not just winning a pink one. You can select any color you would like. I just thought the pink was cool. That's all. Shop Talk Live, hashtag Shop Talk Live automatically enters you into the giveaway. I'll have it shipped directly from Lowe's directly to you. So I'm going to have to arrange shipping. But come on, guys. Come on. Get your entries in.
I guess I should mention, too, next month we're going to hit our 100th episode.
Yes.
We'll be giving away a algo laser. I'm going to be giving that away. So it's a diode laser. I can't remember how many watts it is, but it's a decent laser.
Is it a P3? It's open frame, right? So it's probably a P1.
It's open frame. It's sitting on a shelf up in my loft. I don't use it anymore. Nothing wrong with it. I just don't use it.
Radui said, I saw one of your videos talking about kind of like kerf adjustments. I can't find it. And could have used it for tolerance issues I had.
You don't specifically say what software you're running. I assume it's Lightburn. There is a kerf adjustment in Lightburn. There's also one in like Xtool Studio. So if you're using an Xtool laser, you'd have it too.
Chris said Kickstarter is a safer bet these days as you use more marketing tool for financing new products.
It's not. It isn't that they're doing this. It's not that they're using the tool wrong. They are financing new products. It's that the company financing it is a multi-million-dollar company, not some guy with a good idea.
Yes. I think it was like a level playing field for the small guy to compete with a large corporation.
Yeah. And
now
of course,
large corporation is just stomping the piss out of a little guy.
And of course, since Kickstarter takes a cut, they don't mind when a Eufy make, which is a mega corporation for consumer products, makes like a $45 million Kickstarter program, right?
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
they're not going to push back on it.
Yeah, they're not going to say no by any means.
Steve, so Tim says, "Are you sure they're going to Kickstarter?" They did the apparel printer, and I got that on time. Just the E1 put a bad taste in my mouth. I wouldn't be too neg towards the E1, but it's not Kickstarter. In the case of the E1, they found just a couple of serious issues that they wanted to fix. It's better to fix them before you open the box than to try and retrofit them all once they're in the field, right? So that's why they did it. I think on this second one here with the magenta ink, I think they were being a little overly cautious, but they could have just said, "We're not shipping the ink. You'll get it later."
Somebody want to take this?
Photon M3. That's one of the printers I bought, sold without using. Dang, I'm not familiar with the Photon M3.
It's a collector's item now.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you're on mute or something there, Ross.
I muted because I was typing, because I was looking up the original M3.
I could still hear it.
I spoke to somebody in the comments. It's one of the things I was typing to earlier, because we were talking about the M3 Premium, and the M3 Premium was a god tier machine. It was incredible for the time, and even now it's amazing quality. We didn't really need better than that. The M3, the one that came before it, was hot trash. So don't worry, the printer that you gave away without using, don't worry, you gave away a turd. It really, they weren't great. Anycubic have got this kind of good, bad, good, and they're on a good upswing at the moment when it comes to resin printers. So let's hope this is a sign of what's to come. But yeah, check out the review, know what you're buying.
Yeah, although
8 minutes left in the giveaway, guys. Top in the shop.
Although marketing 101 would tell you that they shouldn't sell a resin printer using dentures.
Yeah, not to consumers.
Clack said many companies are selling lasers. Expo sells the whole system. They're a bit more expensive if you want the experience and the extra features.
And that's experience is the magic word there. They're selling an experience.
Yeah.
Great Laser Supply says, I don't need 6 or 8 lasers.
Nobody needs them.
No, so here's the problem. You buy a laser, right? And I'll quote Steven this. Your first laser is not your last laser, and your first laser was the wrong laser, right? If I said that wrong, you can correct me.
Well, no, you're going to make a mistake when you buy your first laser. There's no question.
Right. And I think that when you buy your second or third, fourth, fifth, and sixth laser, it's not that you replaced one. It's you bought it. Everyone always says, what's the best laser? What's the best laser at laser engraving that type of material, right? So there's not an apples to apples comparison to say a UV versus a CO versus a fiber versus a MOPA. It's what are you engraving, right? So there's a best laser for the material that you're engraving, not a best laser period, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, the best laser is the one you have on your desk, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the one that works with no problems. My go-to lasers, and I have 10 of them yet because I've downsized. But my go-to lasers, the Longer B1, the Longer Ray 5, and the Ortur Laser Master 3, which is an antique. But I use the hell out of it. I'm still using it.
You can soon mount that under glass and hang it on the wall.
Wow.
Yeah. My Longer B1. Yeah, my Longer B1. Yeah, my Longer B1 is my workhorse.
Yeah, I have 2 Longer B1s. And when I get into a lot of cutting, that's what's done on the Longer B1s.
Yeah.
My Tesla V35 was my workhorse, and I got rid of it, and I sold it, and the Longer B1 replaced it. And then my other one is the Adamstack Craft. I like the Adamstack Craft because using the dual laser. because I like doing illusion engravings, and the IR laser and the diode laser at the same time creates that funny look.
So nobody's really heard of Acer for the last 6 or 8 months, but their website's actually still alive.
Well, go back a comment there. Go back. Okay, so Red is saying it was like curve, but for a tolerance adjustment, if your 3D print didn't come out the size you wanted. That's not really called curve. It might be more of a scale.
Like scaling, yeah.
Yeah. You can scale it up or scale it down. Unless you're talking about if you don't like the way the layers look, you could change the layer height.
My speaking of scaling, my personal victory this week was I needed to print a new handle for my snow shovel. So I printed that. I was going to design one because, I like to think I make everything. And I sat down with Fusion. I got ready to go. And I went, oh, this is kind of hard. Let me just go look at Maker World first and see. So I did a search for shovel handle, and there were 259 results. Yeah. I thought, well, I'm not going to design one. I'll just take one of these. But the one I took, which is great, has a tapered hole in it. And I ended up having to scale it up a bit just to make my handle fit in there, because my handle's a piece of metal pipe. It's not a tapered like ash shaft or anything.
So Steve, I'm laughing at you because before I had a 3D printer, I asked both of you your initial reasons for wanting to purchase it. Was it to sell something to someone else? Do you think it was just something you're going to use for practical functions and uses in your house? And you said that you'll find yourself using it more and more and more. And then obviously as you gain experience using it for yourself, then you become more experienced to make it readily available to everyone else. But it's funny, like you're saying that, like even just these simple things like that, you're like, huh, I can do that.
I mean, like a toaster tray for my vintage toaster,
Is it one of those?
It's just a plain little tray, but
is it one of those Chrome? What are they?
Yeah, it's your basic.
Or Oyster.
Like, think of the cheapest toaster you can buy, and that's the one I have.
Oh man. Radu said, Ross, what's the alternative software for 2.5D for photos?
I can't remember. Let me go and grab my thing. Talk amongst yourselves for 1 second.
Whoa. I'm glad he's off camera now if he's grabbing his thing.
He showed us the other one, so he's gonna.
Yeah, he did one of his father, and it's a 2.5D. It looks really nice, actually.
3 minutes left in the live, guys. Flood it with the Shop Talk Live, and you got to put hashtag the pound symbol Shop Talk Live. If you don't push the hashtag, it won't count you guys. So I see a lot of people writing Shop Talk Live. You have to put hashtag Shop Talk Live.
He's got the light under his chin. He's about to tell us ghost stories.
Okay, hold on.
So once upon a time, children. So these show up a lot better under light. So let me turn the light off. That's the one I showed earlier, which is a 3D model. But the one you want when you're doing like a memory piece, and it looks quite ghostly there. You can't really see it. But as soon as you put a light under it, and you see the difference almost immediately if I can get them together. So one of them, because you can see through it. Oh, that's way too bright. Because you can see through it, you can see the back of his head and the back of his collar through his head on this one. Whereas what most people, I think, want with these lasers is more like this, which actually looks like a photograph. And what you probably can't appreciate so much on camera is the slight 3D effect that you get with this. I didn't realize until I got these how heavy these crystals would be. But then you've got the side profile as well. So you get that 2.5D. And that's what really gives you, like, it's weird walking into my kitchen now where I keep this and seeing my dad looking back at me. And then you get the trick where, like, if you look at it from behind rather than the front, the eyes kind of follow you, that's just too creepy. So I found when I was doing my X Laser Lab review, I'd done the ComMarker one and realized that you don't want this. You don't want the 3D model.
Well, that would have been an STL or an OBJ file or something, right?
Exactly, yeah. So that's again sculpted by a guy called Sid Nake, who I've used him a lot for resin prints. He does incredible sculpts of characters from TV shows. Obviously, that's Hank from Breaking Bad, not Hank. I said Hank earlier. It's Walter. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to do this. So I spent a good 2 days going through different softwares and different YouTube videos, because these things aren't until recently in the consumer space. We couldn't do it. So I found a software, which I'm really sorry, I can't remember the name of, but I'm doing a video on it. It's like Sun something 3D or something like that, which you take an image, it uses an AI generation tool to create that 2.5D, but it makes a point cloud instead of a model. So it's still a 3D model, but tiny little dots all over the place, so you can leave gaps for where the dark areas are and things like that. It's a really good tool. You have to pay for it. I think the software is about $500 a year, give or take, but you can get a free trial, but you can't just download a free trial. You have to apply and they approve it and you get a key. But these can sell for like easily $50 each. So
how much are you paying for your blanks?
I think I can get them for about $12. These are the con marker ones. Yeah. So what are they, about 12?
Something like that.
Yeah. So $12 and a little light underneath. I mean, you could sell the light as an extra. So, there's nearly $40 in that. But it's not a 2-minute process.
No, you didn't like the X tool 2.5D conversion?
No,
it does the same thing.
It doesn't, or at least if it, not in my experience. What I had with that was, like, I put my dad in it. He looked like a potato. So like it created the depth not based on a shape, but like dark and light. So I either got a 3D render where he looked like a potato, or where his cheeks stuck out so much and his forehead stuck out so much it actually turned his eyes into squints. So maybe we need to catch up on that afterwards, because if it can do it as well as this,
because when I did it in the glass, it looked very much like that.
I'd love to do that, because one of the things I'm not happy with this, and it might be how I created the point cloud, is the resolution.
Yeah, like, I noticed there was some patterning in it, right?
Yeah, which maybe that's necessary.
Did 2 after, so I promised the giveaway at 8 o'clock. So let me go ahead and share the screen, and we will go ahead and start the giveaway. So here we go. Let's do the drawing.
Who wins the pink toolbox? Gary.
Congratulations. Hampton. All right, Gary. I will not reset the. I made that mistake in the past of resetting it, and then that the winner was nowhere to be found. So Gary, do me a favor. Go ahead and comment in the comments. You are here, so we can exchange information. And
he's there. I just saw it pop up.
You saw him?
Yeah,
I'm here.
He's hot for the
pink. All right, Gary. Congratulations. So let me go ahead and remove this. Let me go ahead and share my email address. Gary, congratulations on winning a toolbox. Very cool. From Lowe's. Do me a favor, go ahead and send me an email, rick.ramirez@ricks2cents.com, rick.ramirez@ricks2cents.com, and with your contact information, phone number, and address, and I will get that shipped out to you. Congratulations. And you can pick any color you want. So if you don't know, go to our Facebook group, which is in the bottom. Click on the link for the...
So one of the things I've been printing is multi-board. They have a whole set of tool, like little bins, and like a tool cabinet. I have printed spools of filament, making those mini spools, but they're useful. Like anywhere you got an empty wall, you can put up a rack of multi-board and then stick something to it.
Get into multi-board and Gridfinity, and you're down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, Gridfinity. I did.
So I saw a ton of
kitchen drawers. I did vanities. They all have Gridfinity bins in them now.
I saw a ton of people using those little toolboxes for everything besides tools, makeup, you name it, and going crazy with the organizations in there. So yeah. So if you go on TikTok and you type that toolbox in, you'll see people just making videos of just the toolbox, doing nothing with it, and getting thousands and thousands of views. So very cool. Very excited about our winner tonight. Let's see here.
I think one thing we were talking about earlier was filament. Just one tip. I don't know if this will help anyone. If you're after decent filament at a good price, if you go to Elegoo, they do bundles of 10, so 10 kilos. And I think it works out just under or just over $100. So you're paying like $10 a reel.
Oh, wow.
They're black in the cardboard spools, and it is cardboard. Their black is fine. It runs brilliantly on Bamboo's normal black PLA filament. But even though they're on cardboard spools, what you can do is, if you've got any of Bamboo's refills, you just take the spool, rip the cardboard side off, push one of the refills on, flip it over, rip the other side off, push the refill on. It works just like a Bamboo refill. You can put in the RFID tags, like you said. You can even print holders for the RFID tags. But that's super cheap. But it was such a good deal. Bamboo have now closely matched it. So Bamboo have got deals on now where if you buy bundles of 10 in either multicolor, or I think you can get like a black and gray or just black, and that's really good. It's a bit more expensive, but it's an official Bamboo one. So there's a tip, just because we were talking filament, some cheap stuff for you if you want Elegoos. Don't get the white or the gray, though. That's trash.
Oh, that, Sunlu also has a recycled filament they do.
Yeah.
And if you get the black is black. I wouldn't do any of the colors because they're junk.
Yeah.
But I use the Sunlu recycled filament, and it's cheap. I use that for prototypes all the time.
Yeah, I got one of those in my printer right now, and no matter what I do to that roll of filament, it no matter what I print, it'll string every now and again. And I've dried like the humidity in my AMS is very close to 0, and it's still stringing. It's like, give me a break. So
really?
Happily that roll is almost gone, but
so
it's the only one I've had do that, though. I've had other I printed other rolls of black Sunlu, and it was fine. So I don't know, something weird in that one.
What are you guys keeping what's the humidity level consistently in your AMSs?
Okay, I'm looking at mine right now. My AMSs are at 9%. The ambient in the room down here is 25%.
Wow, that's pretty dry in the room.
Well, it's Illinois and it's wintertime. So
yeah,
9%. I'm horrible then. I'm at 32 and 37.
You got to do some. You got to do some
AMS on. Yeah, turn it on and let it run overnight.
Yeah, you got to dry it.
I've got 20 and 15, and my room's 37. So, but I'm in the UK, and it's always wet.
Yeah, well, that's how.
But do you guys have the iridescence inside the center of the rolls?
No.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I have desiccant things that I printed that I put in between the spools and the AMS.
Yeah, I have those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't have those. I need to print those and do that. And I saw that before you shared, Roger, that big container that you were buying off Amazon that you could just microwave.
Actually, it's right here.
I need to buy those too.
Yeah, and about once a month I put mine in the microwave and cook it down till it's orange again.
It's it's the reason I love the AMS. Yeah, that's what I use. What you've got.
That's the blue stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah, the blue stuff is bad for you.
It turns pink, and then you gotta throw it in the oven or the microwave and dry it back out.
Yeah, the blue stuff has got some bad chemicals in it. That's why I use the orange that turns brown.
Well, I try not to eat much of it, so.
Well, no, it's vapored off, I think, when you heat it.
It's only in your microwave that you eat out. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
I like this
moisture.
I like this comment. Walked into this room, I don't feel so old. I can relate to that. So, I'm the senior member here, so.
Yes, I am not. Just so everybody knows.
Ordinary Woodworker said, I'm 50 millimeters on my center of my spoil bolt with a 6M M6 thread inserts and 3D printed clamps.
Yeah, so I have 50 millimeter centers on my spoil board too, but like I said, I'm just gonna get rid of them. I'll put some around the actual outside of the spoil board, but not every 50 millimeters on the board.
All right, Chris says, today's trivial fact, Americans call it aluminum, not aluminum.
Due to typo, not aluminium.
Aluminium. It's aluminum?
No, just aluminium.
Aluminium. If you, I mean, write the word out and check the letters. It definitely says aluminium.
Well, not the way Americans spell it.
Do you spell it different? Do you remove the second I?
Yes.
Yes.
They do.
Oh. Okay. Fair enough.
We leave it in there and people still call it aluminum sometimes.
That's probably where I'm confused.
Aluminium just seems like extra work.
Well, we're talking about how words translate. My wife is on oxygen most of the time, and she wears something called a canella, which is a tube that goes into your nose, so it supplies oxygen. We were down in Mexico. I needed another one because hers had a bad kink in it. And I checked out. I found a general store that has all kinds of stuff. So I went in and I asked in Spanish, ¿Tienes una canela? And she says, no problema. She comes back with a jar of cinnamon. The Spanish word for cinnamon is canela. I didn't know that. But canela is still canela for an oxygen tube. Then I had to try to explain, not knowing all the different medical terms in Spanish, but we finally got it, and it worked out well. But it was kind of funny that she brings me this jar of cinnamon, and
it was probably good cinnamon. It's closer to the stores.
Mexican cinnamon, yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. Well, in Mexico they put cinnamon in your coffee too.
Yep.
Yeah. Herb says his clamps are still in the plastic bag. If you want to use clamps, 3D print them, because then when you run them over, who cares? You can print new ones.
Yeah.
Laser Graver said when he was in college, he heard the word aluminum, thought his professor said it wrong.
Aluminium.
He did. The one that really confused me back in the early days of the internet, and this is one, it's not very common unless you're in technical circles. And I started watching, I say early days of the internet, early days of YouTube, and I was watching guides, and I started hearing people from the US and Canada saying solder, and we say solder, and that still, even now, I'm like, no.
Tell Steve to say sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, he doesn't recognize my accent.
Well, Ross, what about vitamin?
Solder.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll accept vitamin. Vitamin, tomato, potato, whatever.
No, I always heard it from the Brits I've known. It's always been vitamin.
Yeah, vitamin. Yeah, but I'll accept vitamin. That's just a different pronunciation. You're still using all the right letters. But solder and solder.
Yeah,
I can't do it.
Solder.
I say solder.
Yeah.
So
everybody here does. Yeah.
I'd put the pink box in the video. Ain't afraid of no pink. That's a good.
Very good.
No, you do not have to. Kevin has asked, you have to be on Facebook. Mine in 2009. You do not have to be.
No, the reason I mentioned the Facebook group is because it was a surprise. You really were entering a gift and really didn't even know what you were going to win. So if you were a Facebook member, you had the advantage of being able to cheat and look and see what it was. So I did a couple sneak peeks, but yeah, you did not have to. You don't have to be a Facebook member to win. I didn't make that a requirement. I just made the hashtag. And like I said, normally we do have requirements. In order to win, you have to be subscribed to every single one of our channels, and we have all these rules. This was purely just a giveaway for people who are loyal, normal watchers. There was no gimmicks. When do you guys want to take this?
Yeah, it's a laser craft, 731 laser crafts. Says I've been engraving a lot of some kind of toolbox from Harbor Freight. I've done over 30 of them for a company, put their logo and number on top. Good deal.
I think he's trying to encrypt the ammo toolbox. Maybe he thought it would kick it off if he spelled out.
If you're trying to put a link in, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Samir. Roger, what percent infill did you use for the table saw 3D printed insert? I would assume when the blade comes through, you have to have a 100% infill. I absolutely did, 100%. And yes, it does use a lot of filament. But don't use PLA. Use PETG or ABS or something like that. TTC 1940 says better late than never.
Hey, Jim. 731 says I've done over 30 little boxes. We read this already. Oh, 30 little boxes, toolboxes from Harbor Freight. Geez. A company had me put their logo on the number. Oh, okay, that's just a corrected version of the encrypted one that we had before that.
Yeah, it says the HUC was a matter of when, if not if. Yeah. Mine is supposed to ship January 9th. We'll see.
Cool. Yeah. So in general, there isn't a bamboo printer going out the door until January sometime. They had a pretty big Black Friday, apparently.
What was the total damage, Roger, if you don't mind me asking?
Of course, I bought a whole ton of filament, so mine was over. I think I spent $3,029 with all the filament I bought, but and I bought the the deluxe version with the 2 AMSs and the extra hot ends, and I mean, if you're gonna go all the way, you know.
So the tariffs are actually built in there then somewhere, because it's like 3,000 Canadian.
Yeah, they did it.
Which is a 30% premium, almost 40%.
They actually, I think Bamboo were the only company to apply the tariffs to the machines. They lasted for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, because none of the other brands did. They just absorbed it into their own costs, and then they pulled the prices back down. Yeah. It was quite a wild time. So I think there was a few people who got caught up in that with the higher prices. But Roger, can I ask you a question? Like, weirdly, it's not often I get feedback, and I do a lot of reviews on printers like this. So obviously the H2C's got wonderful features. You've got the 6 nozzles on the right, the extra 1 nozzle on the left, so you've got faster switching. But there are other machines out there now, like the Snapmaker U1. Prusa have just revealed the Bondtech Index add-on where you can get nozzle changes. What is it? Because I think I know the answer, but I just kind of want to get it confirmed. What is it that drew you to the H2C over the competitors? Even though when it comes to color changing, those nozzle swappers are faster. What was it about the H2 that
my thing has been my experience with the Bamboo, and you probably can't see them all. I got a whole roll of Bamboo printers right behind me, and
I see those 3.
Yeah, it's my experience with Bamboo, and I've got some other ones on the other side of the room here. I do a tremendous amount of printing. And it's, of course, I don't run it when we're doing this live stream because it makes too much noise. But we used to do that, and I get flack over it. So now I don't.
but Roger, over the years, has upgraded, reinvested in this company, I would say. Yeah. And he could now have all those printers running behind him and wouldn't hear it. And before it was loud. So the bed slingers.
It was the bed slingers.
Yeah, the bed slingers.
Yeah, when we first started up the live stream here, I was running about 6 bed slingers behind me, and it made a lot of noise.
Yeah. I just thank you. That is genuinely what I thought. It's about the experience, isn't it? It's about the reputation they've got, the ease of use, you're just using them, they just work, and they continue to grow off that. And that's the thing that I try to convey to people in reviews of these products, because it's not a tangible feature of the product. It's not something you can go, hey, it's got these ports, it's got USB, this is placed here, that's there. it's an intangible add-on. And when you look at things like Maker World exists, and that is growing. They have absolutely, it's so easy.
Insane.
Yeah.
My other thing with Bamboo is their tech support is absolutely top notch.
Mm.
I mean, if you have a problem, they're right there. All the parts are available on their website.
Yeah, it's nice you can buy the parts.
Yeah, I mean, everything is it just works. And my big thing is the best machine, whether it be a 3D printer, a CST, or a laser, is it works with no problems.
Mm.
That's my biggest thing. I do not like problems.
Yeah, it's not that you're handy and you can fix it. You bought something new, you don't want to fix it, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'd be interested to see how reliable the H2C is. It reminds me, and how quiet it is. It reminds me a bit of an old mechanical phone switch, if you've ever seen them, with the big rods of gears going up and down. That's what it reminds me of. It almost looks unfinished. You just got these things hanging out there on the side with all these steel rails. And
I forget the name of the brand, but I saw the trade show that they had all these new 3D printers, and the day after Bamboo Lab dropped the H2D Pro, there was another brand that dropped them, and they have the heads in the front, and there was like almost like surrounding that thing. It had way more than the Bamboo Lab had, and
that's the Prusa.
It looked like
like
a Frankenstein.
Yeah, that could be the Prusa one. It looked even more like a mechanical nightmare than the H2C does.
What's led me to the H2C, and the reason I bought it, because I was starting to do car parts for replication for antique cars, and which brings up this next question that's here on the comments. I have a question about a 3D scanner. Do you, of course, I don't know what that word is, but
have probably. Do you have one?
I do not have one, but I would like to have a good one.
Yeah.
Great.
So I have somewhere in my junk bin, we'll say, I have a Creality. I don't know. They name these things after animals, beaver, whatever, otter. Anyway, it didn't work very well.
No, and I had one of those. Of course, you know how I am about Creality, so.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not a lot of companies make them.
I missed that. Yeah. Sorry, which one didn't work very well, Steve?
This Creality scanner.
Oh yeah, if it's made by Creality, it probably doesn't work well.
Well, I wasn't trying to be biased, but
I am.
But I used it for a bit to try it, and I just never really.
We need to have you on the live more often. When the Creality comes up, you and Roger kick in on that. It's
say if you think Ross is biased, you got to hear me.
However, I do have a question for you, Ross. Since you went to Formnext, did you see Creality's new metal filament?
Not
Creality, Bamboo. Sorry.
Maybe.
Yeah. Okay. When are they going to start selling this?
I don't know. So it's not theirs. It's another company that was there. I tried to find out who, but they were being quiet about it because I don't think they want to announce it yet and have other people. But there were multiple brands there. There was one, if you check out a channel called Rising Ape, he did like a summary video. He's done a few Formnext videos, but he did a summary video, and one of them talks about metal filament. So there's a few places that do metal filament, but you're looking at like £40, so maybe $50 to $60 a kilo. And bear in mind, a kilo of this is not the same length as a kilo of PLA. This is a lot heavier.
It's about 10 feet of filament.
Yeah, so that's it. So I think you can buy it in like 500s. If I remember the name of it, I'll send it over.
Yeah, I happened to see it. Somebody sent me a shot of it, and I thought it was almost a joke because they said it was 90% metal and 10% actual kind of plastic holding it together.
That might be a little bit of a bend, but I mean, you can tell it's got a metal shine. You can tell it's been polished. You can I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, but you can see the lines where it's been printed. But they've obviously done some. Say again.
Will a magnet stick to it?
I've not tried actually. Have I got one? Probably not. Yes. I don't know if you can see.
I've seen that. Yeah,
it's iron filament, right? It'll rust.
I'm trying to.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
So we've got. Yeah, so it has got something in it. I don't know whether it's I don't know if it's iron and then coloured, because the company I did see, who I can't remember. This is why I write things down and read scripts. They had a bronze, a gold, but that might just be coloured versions of the same material. But yeah, this has got weight to it. They don't know I've got this. I stole this. So
well done, you. They know now.
I was just like, okay, I want to cover that. That is that's really good.
So did you do the old, hey, look over there?
No. I was just playing
later.
I was just playing with it and walked off. I did leave. Weirdly, they've got probably worth more for my. Where is it? My Pocket 3, my battery that goes into my Osmo Pocket 3. I left that at their booth. So fair trade.
Yeah, they probably won.
Yeah. Only the battery. I still had the camera. So either way, and the amount of printers I've probably sold through their links, I think through my videos, I think we're probably even. It's all good. I'm considering this a bonus, but I just saw it and I was like, "Oh, I want to show that to my friend James." They had more than this. They had a rook, like a huge rook.
Yeah, I saw a few pictures. One of them was looked like a Mayan mask or something.
Yeah. They were so heavy.
Yeah, that's what they said. It weighed it had serious weight to it.
Oh,
APT Marketing said I never really knew what a CNC really was until I started doing research. Now I'm confused. Laugh out loud. What's the difference between a laser and a CNC? Aren't basically the same.
Oh, no. Not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, they are.
So who wants to? Let's throw it at the noob. Go ahead, man. You're new to the group.
You can do a lot of things on a laser that you can do on a CNC, and you can do a few things on a CNC. You can do a lot of things on a CNC. You can do it on a laser. Yeah. But they are not the same tool.
The thing you'll see in the results, you'll never see scorch marks on a CNC piece of work, and you'll almost always see scorch marks on a laser.
Depends how blunt
you will never get a square. You'll never get a square inside corner on a CNC, but you will on a laser.
Right.
Yeah. And the biggest point I'm going to add is that the price points, right? Like an entry-level laser is extremely cheap. An entry-level CNC is not that cheap, but it's not the greatest results. Now, a mid-tier CNC is pretty expensive. A mid-tier laser is pretty phenomenal and still very affordable. So it's really what's the budget.
Yeah, there's definitely overlap in what they can do.
Yes.
But having both of them in my shop in several variations, there are times when I just use a CNC.
Yeah,
because it makes cleaner cuts out of things.
We were talking before. The point is to have a CNC or to have a laser, but to be able to crossbreed your items. That's what sets you apart from some of these other sellers. That's cool too.
Yeah, this is, and we talked a bit about this today, Ross. The using multiple tools to make something, right? Mm. Where you have a project where you need both a CNC and a laser.
Mm. It really does depend on the product. Like I really want to do something that involves a plastic PLA printed thing. The Eufy make UV printer for color, and then laser cut for more accuracy. I've got some ideas, but for me, I'm drowning in so many reviews. I think we joked about this as well. Like you said, you often get the comment of it shouldn't be Steve makes everything; it should be Steve reviews everything.
Yeah, there's times when it feels like that to me too.
I'm feeling the same. Like I got into this wanting to paint miniatures and wanted a tool to paint more miniatures, and now I haven't painted anything in 3 months. I just don't have time, and that's what I do. That's my first thing. So you do need to do that. So I've got some project ideas, but it's finding time to do them. It's been a while since I've actually engraved anything for myself.
Yeah, and usually when I'm not doing, like, I try to keep a reasonable balance between project work and review work, but lately it's just been so skewed because, it's like, it's like fashion week in the fashion industry, right? There's just a month in the year when you can't do anything because every laser company's trying to pack things in at the end of the year.
Is there anyone who could give some feedback on this comment here?
Yeah, Chris saying he gets an extruder error when a filament is stuck in PTFE. Yeah, that'll happen.
That's exactly your problem. Well, yours was stuck in the hot end, right?
Or in the extruder. Stuck in the hot end or gets stuck in the extruder.
Yeah.
And generally, it's a piece of broken filament.
Yeah. So I had some. I was saying the difference between the. I don't know if we were live or we were talking offline, but the Bamboo Labs filament versus the Creality. Just the Creality, I've had 2 rolls get stuck just because I had a hard kink at the end. They bent it.
Yeah.
And the
Bamboo doesn't do that. No, they don't do that.
No, but they put a piece of tape on there. Sometimes it'll get jammed in the tube.
Most of the time it slips out of the tape, but once in a while it'll get jammed.
Yeah.
Right, man. We're at time.
Yep.
Okay. Well, the ordinary woodworker is saying any cubic Cobra 3 Max's Ace Pro is garbage. I haven't had any problem with mine. I had to eventually ditch it and switch to using a single filament roll. The cheap gears keep grinding it out and messing the filament. I don't know what to say there. I've had 0 problems with mine.
Well, appreciate everyone joining live, and there was a ton of comments. I saw a few new names pop up, but definitely a lot of same faces, I should say, and that's kind of the point of this live, was to give back to our normal viewers. So thank you, everyone. And if you are not already a member of our Facebook group, please do join. Steve, Roger, you guys want to say anything on the closeout? Ross?
No, thanks for coming out, Ross. This was good. Definitely.
Yeah.
We need to talk more often because.
Yeah, Ross, you're more than welcome.
Siphon things out of your brain every now and again. I think
you're more than welcome to join us again, especially in the 3D printing world, because I do a lot of that.
Yeah, that's cool. I'd love to. Thank you for having me, guys. It's been a genuine pleasure just talking fun about this stuff, this hobby, and these enterprises that I'm really coming around to loving. So yeah, thanks for having me. And yeah, we'll definitely talk again. Whether it'll be on one of these shows, maybe if you move it earlier.
Yeah, you can.
It's nearly 3 a.m.
Now you can just go right to the kitchen and get some early breakfast.
Yeah, I've got to take my kids to school in 5 hours.
Oh,
all right.
Sleep in the car.
Oh, I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
All right, thanks everyone. Congratulations on the
really
toolbox winner.
Thanks all. Take care.
Okay. Bye. See everybody next week.
Yeah. See you.
Cheers.
Later.
Great to meet you guys. Thanks everyone.
Yeah,
thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Nice meeting you.